Okay, so picture this. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, you know, the one that's been sitting in your kitchen since 1999, and boom collision you find a 1994 penny. You're thinking, what's this worth, 1 cent? That's right. One little copper-colored coin from 1994 with no mint mark could make you a millionaire overnight. Stick around, because today I'm gonna show you exactly what makes this penny so special, how to spot it, and why it could be hiding right in your house. Eyes and hey, if you stick with me till the end, I'll even tell you the embarrassing story of how I almost threw one away. Yup, I'm still not over it. First things first, why is a 1994 penny worth more than a Lamborghini? Most pennies made in 1994 were minted in Philadelphia, and coins from Philly usually don't have a mint mark. So technically, no mint mark isn't unusual. But there's a super rare version of the 1994 penny that was struck with a major minting error. And the Holy Grail? A rare error penny with no mint mark and a unique doubling effect on Lincoln's profile, plus super sharp details and almost nowhere. That's what collectors go bananas for. Banana in mint condition, one of these babies fetched $1.4 million at auction because of how rare and pristine it was. So here's how you find out if you're sitting on a fortune instead of a crusty penny. If it doesn't have a D or S, it's from Philly. Use a magnifying glass or your phone camera to look for doubling in. In God we trust, Liberty, or the date, weird cuts or clipped edges. Off-center stamping. Any signs of being struck on the wrong metal, like silverish tone instead of coppery. The more shiny and flawless your penny looks, the better your chances. No scratches, no stains, no chewing gum stuck to it. Face with tears of joy. Okay, so let me tell you what happened to me. A few years back, I was cleaning out my junk drawer. You know, that drawer where batteries go to die and mystery keys live. I had a handful of coins and thought, let me roll these up for the Coinstar. I started looking at the dates because I had just watched a documentary on rare pennies. Boom! Found a shiny 1994 penny with no mint mark. I got hyped, until I realized I had just tossed it into a bag with a bunch of rusty nails. Grinning face was wet. Luckily, I rescued it, cleaned it gently. Pro tip: don't clean coins if they might be valuable, and had it checked. Mine wasn't the $1.4 million version, but it did sell for $150. Not bad for something I almost threw out with the trash, right? If you've got a 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and it looks a little off, in a good way, check it closely. That little coin could be worth more than your house. Money bag. And don't forget, it's not just about rare years, it's about errors, condition, and a little luck. So, go check your coin jars, your couch cushions, your glove compartment, heck, check your grandma's cookie tin. Woman running, man running. And hey, if you learned something new or just love the idea of turning pennies into piles of cash, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that little bell so you never miss a tip on finding valuable coins. I've got tons of juicy coin secrets coming your way, from $1 million nickels to dimes that are worth more than your rent. 1990 Lincoln 1 cent penny, you know, the one that's probably chilling in your couch cushions right now, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Yeah. You heard me right. 1.8 million. Astonished face. So if you've got some spare change lying around, you might just be sitting on a golden goose in copper clothing. Stick around, because today I'm gonna break down why this little penny is worth a small fortune, how to spot one, and even share a hilarious story about how I almost used one to buy a gumball. Alright, first things first. What even is a 1990 penny? Simple. It's a Lincoln 1 cent penny minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark just under the year. Now, normally these aren't rare. In fact, the US Mint cranked out over 6 billion of them. With a B. That's like if every person on Earth had 8 of them in their pocket. So what makes this particular one worth more than a luxury house in Malibu? Every now and then, the mint messes up, and collectors go crazy for those mess-ups. In the case of the $1.8 million 1990 penny, it's believed to have one or more of these rare features. That's when the design gets doubled during the stamping process. Look at Lincoln's Eye or the word, Liberty, and see if it looks like it's got a shadowy twin. That's when the penny isn't stamped in the right spot, so it's kind of lopsided. Some off-center errors that are about 50% off can be worth a lot. This is when a penny is accidentally struck on the wrong kind of metal disc, like a dime planchet. So it's smaller, thinner, and silver-colored. Super rare, throw in a high-grade condition, like MS67 or higher, and baby, you've got a stew going. Let me give it to you straight. If your 1990-60 penny has been hanging out in a dirty jar with bubble gum, keys, and lint? Sorry, it's probably not a millionaire. But if you've got one that looks like it just rolled off the press, barely touched, all shiny and fresh, well, that's where the magic happens. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC, two of the top coin grading services. If they give it a top-tier grade and it has a rare error, you might just be sitting on a seven-figure coin. So how did one of these bad boys go for $1.80 million? A 1990-60 Lincoln penny with a highly unusual die error and pristine condition was auctioned by a high-end collector, who had been hunting rare cents for over 30 years. The bidding war got wild, and ended at nearly $2 million. And to think, I almost used a similar penny to buy a soda back in 2007. Cup with straw. Quick story for ya. I was at a laundromat once, trying to scrape together quarters like a broke college student. I had a handful of pennies, and one looked kinda odd. Slightly off-center, shiny, and the D was different. I shrugged, thought, whatever, and almost used it in a penny arcade machine to play pinball. A week later, I was reading a coin article about valuable Lincoln cents, and saw that exact description. I turned ghost white. Zombie, I never found that penny again. Lesson learned, always check your change. Magnifying glass tilted left. The 1990-60 Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just small change. With the right error and in pristine condition, it can be worth life-changing money. Want to start your own treasure hunt? Start by checking every penny in your house. Look at the mint mark under the date. Any weird errors, doubles, off-center strikes, or odd coloring. The condition, the shinier and crisper, the better. Oh, and do not clean your coins. Collectors like them raw. Kind of like sushi. Sushi. Imagine flipping through your old piggy bank and suddenly finding a coin worth $1.8 million. That's not just luck, that's knowledge. And that's what we're serving up here every week. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding coins worth serious cash, go ahead and smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Collision, hit the like button if you're now checking your pockets, grinning face with smiling eyes, and don't forget to comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Who knows? Your story could be featured in our next video. 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny that's rocking the numismatic world with a jaw-dropping $1.4 million valuation. And nope, it's not made of gold, and it doesn't shoot lasers. But it's got something way better. Rare minting magic. Alright, let's break it down. No, not dance, break it down. Although I do moonwalk for $1 million coins. So what's the big deal about the 2060 Lincoln penny? Let's start with the basics. It was minted in Denver. That's what the little d under the date means. Now, 2006 doesn't sound ancient, right? I mean, we're not talking Roman coins or pirate treasure here. Some of y'all probably still have receipts from 2006 in your junk drawer. But here's the kicker. Most 2060 pennies are worth, well, a penny. But a tiny handful were struck with serious minting errors and crazy unique characteristics that make collectors drool. So how did one little penny pull a Cinderella and end up worth over $1 million? Die errors. We're talking about off-center strikes, double dies, or even misaligned mint marks. Some of these 2060 pennies have doubling on Lincoln's Eye or date. Tiny details that make a big difference. Condition. The big money penny was found in MS67 plus condition. That's mint state, people. Basically, it's like the coin just came fresh out of the vending machine, but was never used. No scratches, no wear, no gum stuck on it. Rarity. Only a handful of these flawless error coins are known to exist. That's what pushes the value sky high. It's like finding a typo on a $100 bill that suddenly makes it worth 10,000 times more. Now let me tell y'all a quick story. Last summer, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage, like every good nephew who's bribed with pizza. We're going through old jars of bolts, screws, and spare change. He laughs and says, "Who even uses pennies anymore?" And I'm like, coin nerds like me. So I sit down and start sorting the pennies. Found some cool ones, nothing wild, until I saw a 2060 that looked real crisp. My heart skipped. I got that weird sweaty palms, jackpot feeling like I just found buried treasure in a Folgers can. Turns out, it wasn't the $1 million one. But it taught me this: you never know what's hiding in your spare change. That penny I almost tossed could have bought a mansion, a yacht, and paid off my student loans. Let's talk money. As of right now, the top-graded 2060 Lincoln penny with a major mint error sold at auction for around $1.4 million. That's not just a collector's daydream, that's real money, people. Collectors today are paying thousands even for slightly less perfect versions. That means if you've got a jar of old change at home, you might be sitting on a gold mine, without even knowing it. Oh, and by the way, don't clean your coins with toothpaste or vinegar or whatever your neighbor Gary swears by. That'll ruin the value faster than you can say Lincoln's beard. The 2060 Lincoln cent can be worth millions if it has the right error and condition. Your junk drawer might just be your retirement plan in disguise. And hey, whether you're a seasoned collector, a total newbie, or just someone with a penny jar and big dreams, this channel's for you. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button, give this video a big ol' thumbs up, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another coin that could make you rich. And if you find anything interesting in your change, drop a comment below. I want to hear your coin hunting stories. 2018 D Lincoln penny. Yep, that shiny little guy chilling at the bottom of your car cup holder could be worth $1.9 million right now. That's not just pocket change, my friend. That's pocket retirement money. Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions inside out, stick around. Because in today's video, we're diving deep into how this little modern copper coin skyrocketed to millionaire status, and how you might have one too. So, grab your magnifying glass, or your reading glasses, no judgment here, and let's talk about one of the most shocking Lincoln pennies in modern coin collecting, the 2018 D Mint Mark penny that's worth more than a mansion in Miami. Face with monocle. So what's the deal with this 2018 D penny? Well, most 2018 D pennies are worth, about a penny. But there's always that one rare gem that breaks all the rules, kind of like your weird uncle who became a millionaire selling Beanie Babies. This particular penny is a mint error coin, and error coins are like unicorns in the coin world. They're rare, mysterious, and worth crazy amounts of money when the stars align. Major minting error. The $1 million version of this penny had a dramatic die clash. That's when the coin dies, used to strike the image, slammed together without a coin in between, leaving behind ghost-like impressions. It's like the coin had a haunted past. Ghost, that means the design on the front, the one with Mr. Lincoln's very serious face, was doubled. His eye, his chin, and the letters looked like they were hit after one too many coffees. Hot beverage. This coin was in mint condition. Not just minty fresh, like never been touched by human hands fresh. That adds huge value. But here's a fun little personal story. Back in 2019, I was rummaging through a jar of coins at my grandma's house, half expecting to find lint and Canadian pennies. But then I found a 2018 D penny that looked a bit off. The date looked slightly blurry and the rim was thicker than usual. I squinted at it like it owed me money. I took it to a local coin shop, feeling like Indiana Jones on a treasure hunt. The guy looked at it and said, "Nah, sorry buddy, it's just a smudged penny. Still hurts." Moral of the story? Always double check with an expert, and maybe bring two opinions. Preferably one not eating a sandwich while examining your coin. Check both sides of the coin for doubling, off-center strikes, or weird marks. Make sure it has that little D under the date. Even your phone camera can help spot tiny details. If you think you have a winner, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you what you really have. As of this year, one of these rare 2018 D pennies with all the right features was sold in a private auction for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's the kind of sale that makes coin collectors dance like it's the Super Bowl. Alright, so what did we learn today? White heavy checkmark. A 2018 D penny can be worth $1.90 million. White heavy checkmark. Look for mint errors, doubling, and pristine condition. White heavy checkmark. Never underestimate the power of pocket change. Seriously, your junk drawer might be a treasure chest. Now here's your homework. Go check your piggy banks, wallets, that dusty jar under your bed, and especially Grandma's coin bowl. Pig face money bag, and if you do find something weird, don't ignore it. Get it checked. You might just be holding on to the next $1 million coin and not even know it. Megaphone. If you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip that could turn your pennies into paydays. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. I love chatting with fellow treasure hunters. 2020 D Lincoln penny recently made headlines for being worth a whopping $1.5 million. Money bag. So before you toss your change in the couch cushions or let it rattle around in your cup holder, listen up. Because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this penny so special, how to spot one yourself, and a little story about how I almost missed out on a fortune. Grimacing face. Oh, and stick around till the end, because I've got a tip that could make you the next lucky finder. Winky face. Alright, so let's break it down. The 2020 D Lincoln penny looks super normal at first glance. It's got the classic Abraham Lincoln side profile. In God we trust above his head, and that familiar D mint mark under the ear, showing it was minted in Denver. But the $1 million version, oh, it's anything but ordinary. We're talking about a rare mint error, something that slipped through quality control at the US Mint and made its way into circulation like a sneaky little jackpot. In this case, collectors believe the $1.5 million penny was the result of a doubled die obverse, misalignment, or even a rare off-metal strike, possibly minted on a dime planchet. Astonished face. That's right. A penny, minted on dime metal. Now before you start flipping over every coin in your change jar, let me be real with you. These rare pennies aren't falling out of vending machines every day. Experts estimate that less than a handful of these rare error pennies exist, and most people have no idea they're even valuable. That's like finding a 4-leaf clover in a field full of grass. If the clover could pay off your mortgage and buy you a Tesla automobile high voltage. But here's the thing, the 2020 D penny is recent. That means it's still circulating. It hasn't been completely pulled from the wild yet. So every time you get change at the grocery store or dig around in the laundry machine, you've got a shot. Alright, story time. A couple years ago, I was at a gas station buying a coffee. Because let's face it, adulting runs on caffeine. And I got 4 pennies and change. One of them felt different. Shinier. Lighter. I gave it a glance, saw 2020 D, and thought, cool, brand new. Then, like a genius, I used it 10 minutes later to round up my total at a car wash machine. Man facepalming. Wanna know what haunts me at night? A week later I read an article about a 2020 D penny selling for $1.50 million. And it looked exactly like the one I had. I still cry a little when I see a penny. Moral of the story? Always double check your change. Here's your penny inspection checklist, friends. White heavy check mark, date and mint mark. Look for 2020 with a small d underneath. White heavy check mark, weird weight. If it feels too light or thin, that's a red flag, in a good way. White heavy check mark, design errors. Look closely. Does Lincoln's profile look doubled? Are letters blurred or misaligned? White heavy check mark, wrong metal. Dime planchet errors often look shiny, silvery, and not that normal copper tone. Put it in a sleeve, Ziploc, sandwich bag, whatever you've got, and get it professionally graded ASAP. So why is this penny worth $1.50 million? Because rare error coins are like celebrity sightings in the coin world. There's demand. There's mystery. There's that hole. It could be you. Thrilled. In 2024, one of these coins sold through a private collector's auction, after being authenticated by PCGS, and went for over $1.50 million. That's more than some people's retirement savings from a penny. Suddenly that lucky penny doesn't sound so cheesy, huh? Four-leaf clover. So, next time you're counting change or dropping coins in a tip jar, take a second, because that ordinary-looking 2020 penny could be your $1 million miracle. And hey, even if you don't find one today, checking your coins is fun, addictive, and hey, you might find something else just as rare. Backhand index pointing right. If this video gave you a little spark of hope, or at least a chuckle, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want more tips, tricks, and treasure hunting secrets for spotting valuable coins, don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell so you never miss a chance to strike gold. 2021 Lincoln penny, not a typo. Not a prank. And no, this isn't one of those Prince of Nigeria type situations. This is 100% real and people are cashing in. big.so. Stick around because today I'm gonna tell you exactly what makes this tiny copper coin so dang valuable, how you might have one in your pocket or coin jar, and why your next trip to the gas station could be the best investment you ever made. Let's dive into the wild world of rare pennies, okay? So here's the scoop on the 2021 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, normally, this coin is super common, minted by the Denver Mint, hence the D mark, made of copper-plated zinc, and pretty much everywhere. You've probably used one to scratch off a lottery ticket at some point. But there's a super rare error version of this coin, and that's the $1 million baby. Collectors have discovered that some of these 2021 pennies came out with double die obverse, aka that trippy-looking Lincoln face where the letters and numbers look shadowed, like Lincoln was trying to dodge the mint press die cracks and cuts that give the coin a cool, deformed look, or, wait for it, a combination of all of the above. And when a rare error like that meets perfect condition, we're talking mint state 68 plus or higher, that coin can make collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. And one of these beauties just sold for, drumroll please, $1.8 million at auction. I'll let that sink in while you check your couch cushions real quick. Okay, story time. A couple of years ago, I was digging through a change jar at my grandma's house. You know, one of those old Folgers coffee cans full of coins that smells like history and cinnamon gum. Anyway, I find this weird-looking penny. The date looked a little funny, and Lincoln's face looked like he got hit with a blur filter. I thought, that's odd. So naturally, I tossed it in my pocket, forgot about it, and later used it to pay for a bag of chips. Fast forward 2 months later, I see a YouTube video talking about that exact kind of error. Same year. Same look. And guess what? That coin was worth over 6 figures. I literally ate my future. So trust me when I say, don't sleep on your spare change. Alright, here's how to know if you're holding the golden ticket, or just another parking meter penny. When you look at your 2021 Lincoln penny, check for white heavy check mark doubling on the date, or Liberty. Use a magnifying glass or those fancy Zoom phone apps. White heavy check mark weird edges or off-center design. White heavy check mark bubbles, cracks, or raised blobs on Lincoln's head or the shield on the reverse. White heavy check mark, and most importantly, it should be unusually shiny and clean, the kind of coin that looks like it hasn't seen a vending machine in its life. Bonus tip: if it looks suspiciously off, in a good way, hang on to it and don't clean it. That can ruin the value faster than a toddler with a crayon. Get it graded by a professional, like PCGS or NGC, and you could be looking at serious cash. Let's talk market value. Coins are like art and baseball cards. Value depends on rarity, condition, and collector demand. The $1.8 million 2021 penny was a major error variety and near perfect mint state and came up at the right time in a hot market. Plus, coin collectors love modern errors. It's like Pokemon cards for grown ups. So yeah, that's why someone dropped almost $2 million on a penny. If that doesn't make you want to check your change, I don't know what will. So the next time someone says, it's just a penny, you hit M with, yeah? Could be $1 million mistake, my friend. Coins are hiding in plain sight, at gas stations, in tip jars, under your car seat. You just need to know what to look for. And remember, If I can lose a fortune buying chips, you can find one in your glove box. Speech Balloon, tell me in the comments if you've ever found a weird or old-looking coin. Or if you're checking your change drawer right now like a treasure hunter on a mission. Smash that like button if you learned something new today. Subscribe for more videos on coins worth money, collecting tips, and strategies to turn spare change into serious cash. Who knows, your next penny might just make you a millionaire.